Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how I made my track Birth of, and that it's going to be more of a general overview and kind of what I did. I'm not going to go too much into detail in like different patches and stuff because I don't want this to be like 4 hours, so kind of a general overview of all of the sections and some of the instruments. So I'm not going to play the track just to save time here, but I'm going to probably link it into description or have an annotation or something. But just if we start chronologically here, in the intro, I've got a piano. Actually, I'll just play a part of the intro because, sure, why not? So I've got strings, a piano, and some ambience and like noise going on. So I consider that the intro, like the actual like intro, even though the drop is like all the way over here at like 2 minutes or something. But these strings are, as you can see, I don't have too much going on. Even like I have just like a couple patches of, you know, silent contact, and this is an edit roll. And that's I have this one here, and I don't think I didn't do anything else. As you can see, I just named it because what edit roll doesn't do, it doesn't save when you save your project. So when you reopen it, it's gonna be like default blank thing. So I just put it to say that it has that one in the one. So I didn't do anything else to that. And that's the strings you're hearing there. So oh shit. Oh yeah, I've got a balance on the master there, just to kind of fit it in there. Yeah, just a balance, as well as a low pass fruity fast LP, just to, and actually have that going on into like the entire section here, as well as the outro. And shit, I'm taking a lot of time here. And then the piano is a contact here, the Galaxy Steinway. I think it sounds pretty nice, and I enabled the space as well as a lot of the noises here. Normally you would have like only 2 of them and like really quiet, but I wanted it to sound more organic and all that. Also, I put the softness, I made it a bit more soft in the color there. And without the space, it would just be like basically just reverb. And then I've got some EQing going on. Yeah, this is gonna be like really inconsistent. I'm not gonna show everything, even though there's not that much going on. Not because like it's secret or something. It's not. Okay, it's actually pretty basic. And then the weird noises going on in the background. This is actually really interesting, this one, because I just downloaded some random sample of like some wind chimes, and I reversed it, and turns out it was exactly on key. And this track is actually on D major, and as you might see here, all of these keys playing here, I mean, they're not exactly on key, otherwise it would sound more tonal, but it's very close, which I find really cool. And I didn't even have to like move the pitch or anything. That was like luck or something, I don't know. And I have that playing actually throughout the entire song, as well as those two other noises, which I'm going to talk about now. This one, that I actually uploaded on the SoundCloud for free download. I recorded it, just some like leaves and stuff that I recorded with this mic. So I just thought that was cool. And that's also playing throughout the entire track. It's actually fairly loud when it's like almost like -20. But it doesn't bother me too much, and didn't see it bothering anyone. Then I got the water noise. You gotta have that in every single ambient track, because otherwise it's not. Then I got this. Actually, that's the next section, but sure, let's just go in the next section now, because that's everything basically. It's kind of loud. Okay, I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but I've just got the same piano going on. I actually enabled I enabled the delay to happen. It's a ping pong delay. Just what's going on there. I got the same strings, and I've got that, and then this guy, which is a silent, just to kind of like color the high end or high mids. I should have the low pass on the master at this part, so not too much high end going on. But it's a pretty basic patch. There's even nothing on the part B even, just these two guys. And then I got all of this going. And now I guess the most interesting thing I did for this entire song, which was I took me playing some guitar chords and I just like stretched them out. This is actually something I got the idea from Spire, that producer. He does some tutorials also, and he did a tutorial on like ambient soundscapes. So that's where I got this idea from. Just kind of a cool like low end kind of pad, and you just need to have a lot of reverb. This reverb, I have never before this track used it, but I've had it for a while and it's actually really good. Arts Acoustic Reverb. I don't know who it's even made by. I don't know. I guess it's Arts Acoustic, I don't know. But it's really high quality. But it's also, it takes a whole bunch of CPU, so that's the only instance in this track that I had it. And as you can see, I also have a lot of EQing and stuff going on. And you should remember to compress if you have like crazy reverb stuff going on. That's something that Spire also mentions in that video. I should probably link that as well. It would be cheap not to. Whoops. Yeah, and then I got these little noises and stuff. Oh, what? Yeah. And then the bass, which is also silent. I've been using silent a lot lately since Geotheory got me into it, because that's all he uses basically. Is that the big secret? And I have a Camel Crusher on there. Whenever I'm lazy, I just use Camel Crusher instead of Camel Fat, because there's more things you need to do in Camel Fat to make it sound like a default thing. But yeah. And then I got oh yeah, I just did this to put it mono on the lows. Yeah. Oh, and then this guy right here, it's an interesting one. That's like some neuro bass. Oh shit. I only use that in like these 2 bits here only, so it's not like the main part of the track. And yeah, I guess I should talk about some of the musical things I did. So yeah, this is on D major, but I actually started from G. The chord progression always starts from G, so it's I don't even remember what's that called, the mode that's starting from G, whatever. Basically, you can do that even though your song is on a certain key. You don't have to start it from that key. So I think a lot of people don't even know that. They always just think that, okay, that's the key, so that's what I started with. But you don't have to do that. And then I got more noises here. That's something from the battery pack. From one of the, battery 3, I think. Something from there. And then this guy. Which is from one of the FL kind of default things, I think. Then another one from battery. It's really weird noises. Then I got the build up. Of course, I forgot to talk about the drums at all. But these drums are almost the same ones as in the drop. I've got this ride going on. Just kind of add some high end because there was barely any high end in this intro part. Yeah, so it's kind of like glitch hop type of drums, and then this guy is from the Paralyzed sample library. I don't remember what it's called. I think that's really interesting. And I kind of cheaply just used bits of that loop, but you know, whatever. And then add some hats here. I think it's important to stereo enhance your hats a lot of the times. So that's what I did. It basically like creates a delay between the left and the right, or vice versa on the channels, which is like a lot of EDM does that, and that's what like creates the kind of like spacey feel. Shit, moving on. Did I do anything special here? Not really. No, not really. So we're just gonna move on to the drop. That's just the drums. That's nothing. And the drop repeats basically like that. It's actually 5 chords. It's 5 different chords, just to go on the musical side again. Oh, no, those are not the chords. These are the chords. And, fuck, you know, it's G major, E minor, wait, is it? Hold on. It's G major 7, and it's the sharp 7. So the 7 is the sharp one, not the flat one. It's not. It's right. Then it's E minor 9. Then it's B minor 7. F sharp minor 7. And then instead of being D major 7 on the sharp one like this, which would be totally on key, I actually decided to do this. So it kind of works like. And I thought that like was kind of perfect for that. And also I have this rule about having to go to the scale, so that's what I did. And these are those chords right there, basically. And what I was saying about it's only 5 chords, the measures in the drop are actually 6, like it's not 4 bars, then repeat. It's 3 bars, then repeat. So, like, or not bars, like measures, like 1, 2, 3, you know, repeat. And it doesn't, it's pretty unnoticed. It goes pretty unnoticed here because, like, it's, otherwise it's on, you know, 4 per 4. So it's not like, the rhythm isn't like unusual or anything, so, but that's just kind of interesting. Yeah. And then I got this, what I add here on the drop is a new bass. This guy, which is just some random like guitar melody thing. Yeah. And for the guitar, I actually didn't do like any like guitar rig type stuff. It's just like raw, which might be a bad idea, but I think it worked. For the bass, I switched to Harmor here. Whoa, didn't mean All right, I was automating the amount of the distortion. The bass sounds kind of bad because for some reason my low end has a lot of reverb in my room, so yeah, it's not gonna sound the same as the track. But basically what's going on there is, well, you can see what's going on. I did an envelope on the bandpass, which is going on, and oh, I also have a low pass. And I'm using the burning, which is basically the same as almost the same as Sound Goodizer, which I also love, love it or hate it, and which I'm also using. So it's like 2 Sound Goodizers basically, and some EQing. And I use this thing sometimes called a twin tube. It's not doing too much in this one, but it's pretty decent SPL twin tube processor or whatever. It's pretty decent for making more harmonically interesting kind of distortion. So yeah, the distortion gets more and more throughout the section. So it starts from and then in the end it's it's kind of hard to hear with all the reverb going on in here, but it's there. And I'm pretty much running out of time here. What else? I got these little guys here that I'm just doing with the 3 exhaust. It's just 2 sine waves, detuned a lot. And I just did that. And added some reverb. I do that in a lot of tracks, actually. It's mostly in the background, you don't actually consciously hear it. It's more just a background addition. And then I add the ARP here, which is the big thing. I wasn't sure about that when I was making this track. I was thinking maybe trash the ARP, but I guess it was all right. You can hear that there's that pitching down happening, and that is because I actually pitched it down on an envelope. It's kind of lasery and weird, and it's also actually it's being vibratoed very slowly and slightly, but that creates a very slightly a trippy feel, that kind of movement. It's very slight, but it's kind of audible. Oh yeah, and if you haven't noticed, the entire drop is actually in triplet, even though the intro and everything was in, the normal. That was also a thing I was kind of hesitant about, but it worked out. And then at the drums, I have basically the same kick, except the snare is different. Some people were asking about the snare, so I'm gonna just talk about that real quick. So really, the snare isn't anything super special. I think the reason people were, you know, they thought the snare was like special or whatever, was because I have like the main harmonic, or the, what is it called, the fundamental of the snare is actually like really stereo wide, which is done in like some trap nowadays. You can't really hear it. You should like, in the track you can hear it if you wear headphones, but otherwise it's hard to hear. But there's like a delay between the left and right. So yeah. And then I also use the dimension expander a lot. I don't know if no, I didn't explain it yet. So it's basically the same as the dimension expander in like Massive, and it's free. It's a free plugin. I mean, who would actually pay for this? Like, come on. So yeah, I got that thing, which is, by the way, on key, on the G, which is, it's starting with, even though that's not the key, but let's just say that's the key, because. And then I got this guy, which is also has dimension expander, like a lot. And this guy also. And it's cool to have like, if you have like, which you should have like always like two snares kind of layered, like the high end and the low end or whatever. And if you're gonna do like this stereo enhanced thing, do one so that it's like the left one's delayed, and then the other one so that the right one's delayed. That way it's like super big. And yeah. And then here I go crazy with the kick. Yeah. And then I got this crash. Just whatever. Just adding noise, high end, because this track was actually, it was like, there wasn't a lot of high end before I like mixed it, which I didn't even do properly, but I added some high end. Yay. Yeah, I think that's kind of enough about that. And then I got the outro, which is just almost the same as like the bass intro, just a couple chords, 2 chords here. Cool. And this D is actually the different 7, the sharp 7, so it sounds like more natural. And then I got this like weird noise here. Oh yeah, it's there. It's just like random guitar noise. I don't know what that is even. Like, it's just me just fucking around. I don't even remember when I did that, but it's like, it's almost like a mistake that I added that. That's like, it's okay. And then like goes into the outro section. The outro. I have an intro and an outro, just to make that clear. Which is me kind of badly playing those chords, and the flute, which is also Ethereal. I basically do all my orchestral in Ethereal, except like if you count piano, that I don't. That's like the only thing I don't do in Ethereal. And yeah, I got the flute, which is Ethereal, like I said, and yeah, it just kind of like fades out. Then I have some piano, and it's the same chords I'm playing as in the drop. Yeah, I don't know if this was like terrible or if I explained everything, but I guess I'll see. Yeah, I'm might be doing more of these on tracks that I give away for free. And yeah, hope you got something out of this. And if you did, leave a like and all that. And have a nice day.